They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible to the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Cats is on the air.
Fish it out.
Yes. What is this? Anyway?
Yes.
What is this anyway?
Anyway?
What is this anyway?
What is this?
Anyway, this is the total glorified outdoor extravaganza that we call Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television. And it's happening live. Right now.
It's true.
Right here, right meow. This is not Stray Cats. I just want to clear that up for the 5,000th time.
I am not Brian Setzer.
Yes, and I am not the orchestra that played with him. This is Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television, and I am Pat Renwick, and we are live right here, right now. We're spinning the Bass Circle. You want to spin the Bass Circle right here, right now.
Stir the Bass Cup.
Spinning the Bass Circle again, live, Wednesday nights. Another big show. Pretty stoked, man, that we have our buddy returning from Florida in surviving.
Yeah.
Surviving quite a tragedy out there. And Shaw Grigsby's coming on to talk about all that and bass fishing right here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaw Grigsby's up first at 7:10. 7:10. Yes, that is true. And for the first time ever on this American Stray Cat soil, we have a Canadian coming on the show, a professional Canadian bass fisherman, Jeff Gustafson. Not Chris Christopherson.
No.
But Jeff Gustafson, Gussy, coming
glad
on
you
live.
clarified that,
FLW
actually.
Tour Pro. Yo, Gus. Get on the bus, Gus. Coming on live. Hey, a lot of great stuff going on, too, in the world of bass fishing. The Bassmaster Bracket Derby going on right now. Our buddy Ike up there. We need Ike to do well. We're rooting for you, bud. Brandon Palaniuk, 2017 Angler of the Year. I am his manager, and I am so proud of Brandon Palaniuk. Congratulations to Brandon. Yes.
What kind of bonus do you get with that, Pat?
What he gets is, I think it's a Spectrum. He gets a 2011 Spectrum V-Hull.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was some kind of triangle.
No, it's
some
a
type of
Spectrum. It's
triangle.
a Spectrum V-Hull. I think he got it from Bubba's Marine
Is that a tunnel?
over in Clewiston. It's not a tunnel.
Okay.
It's just a Spectrum with
Just okay.
with a 25 horse.
Okay, good.
That's what they got him.
Tiller.
Sure. Yeah, it works. It's going to get him to the spots he can't get to.
Yeah.
Also, Jasmine Renwick, my daughter, 23 years old today. Jasmine, I love you. Yes, that's the biggest news in the world of bass fishing right now. Love that girl. Love my girl. And also, we are super proud to officially announce that. Wait a second. Where is my? Oh, hey, can JP? Can you give me that mug right there, that blue mug?
Yeah.
That's over there. I'm not sure why it's not here. What is? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, JP. Hi, the hip hop fisherman. I am super stoked to announce that we are officially now on the TH Marine team. Welcome aboard, TH Marine. Yes. Loving it. What the heck is in here? I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
What color is that?
I think it's orange brown.
It's Stock Labushkinov.
I'm colorblind. I
It's
don't know.
Speaking of
not
Stock
good.
Labushkinov, ladies and gentlemen, this guy sitting over here to my right, this is not bass fishing supermodel Nicole Dorr. This is actually Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, and he's on Benadryl right now. Yes.
Yeah.
He's all hopped up on the Benadryl.
What's that?
That is true. That is true.
A little slow.
The guy over here, don't be fooled by the imitations, please. There are many out there, but my buddy over here is getting ready to fish a big derby on the Mississippi River, and he is the original hip-hop fisherman, JP High. Yeah, that's JP High. It's your bass day. Happy bass day. It's the bass day. Yeah. It's JP.
Wing dams.
It's my dude. It's my dude right there. Wing dams and swim
Cut
baits.
banks.
Incense and peppermints. And stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Head seams.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's also on the cusp of a giant derby that he's heading to in Detroit, the Rock City. You guys just know him as an amazing bass fisherman, but I just know him as like the best damn producer in this room right now. He's a redheaded guy over there. He's the Ginger Ninja. That's Andrew Ellenberger. He's right there. He's right there. Hey, put the power poles down, okay? And don't go anywhere because we're coming back with your buddy, Shaw Grigsby. Catch you in a bass flash. Quality, dependability, consistency, and fish-catching performance is what separates a War Eagle spinnerbait from the pack. Hand-assembled, inspected, and tested in Rogers, Arkansas, War Eagle lures are the choice of Mike McClellan, Andy Morgan, Edwin Evers, and you, the serious bass angler. War Eagle lures, when you absolutely have to catch fish. Find War Eagle lures at your local tackle store or visit wareaglelures.com today. PH Custom Lures by Phil Hunter quickly becoming the most sought-after custom balsa baits in the industry, from the Little Hunter to the Squeaky P. These baits are pure quality, handcrafted, hand-carved, and hand-painted. But most importantly, they flat-out catch fish. PH Custom Lures has a bait for any situation in a magnitude of colors. Check out the Old School, Straighter, and PH Custom series at phcustomlures.com. That's phcustomlures.com.
Taming the beast isn't easy, but the bigger your electronics, the more you have on the line. In conditions like this, you need the KVD Kong Extreme Electronics Mount. The only electronics mount designed and built to be rock solid. No movement, no matter how heavy your gear. A marine-grade mount for fresh or salt water that's monstrously strong. The KVD Kong Extreme Electronics Mount.
Welcome back. Abruptly to Stray Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Right now, we are pretty stoked to have this guy in. If you can hear me there in Florida, hit that video button right now. Can you hit the video button?
You talking about me?
I'm talking about that guy. Yeah, you. You're not, it's not the man behind the curtain. It's not the wizard.
There you
Ladies
are.
and gentlemen, Shaw Grigsby right here. Woo! Yes, that's Shaw Grigsby. That's how we do it. And my gosh, it is you, Shaw.
Shaw Grizzly.
Wait,
Look at this
Yeah.
guy.
hold on
There
a
you
second. You cleaned up a little. Hey, man, it's good to see you, dude. Welcome back to the show. I missed you, Shaw.
Yeah, I tell you, Pat, I enjoyed it so much last time, so it's an honor to be back.
Well, cool, and we seriously are stoked to have you. And like, I don't know if you remember last time, but we taught you about your Grigsby family tree. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, did you study more since last
No.
time? No. Okay. Neither did I. So I just thought I'd bring that up anyway.
There's going to be a quiz.
Let's think about this. All right, let's think about this in retrospective here. 33 years approximately as a professional bass angler. Could you ever imagine that you would be not necessarily right here on this dumb show right now, but right here at this point of your career, you're out there doing pest control, killing cockroaches in Florida, and now 33 years later, you're a professional bass angler. That's amazing. It's amazing, Shaw.
I've been very blessed. I mean, anytime you do something that you truly love to do and you make a living at it, man, there's nothing better. And this year I or I'm getting ready to be. I don't even really know what enshrined is. At least it isn't entombed.
Okay.
Because I'm still alive.
Right.
But I get enshrined at the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame at what is it? Wonders of Wildlife there at Johnny
Yes.
Morris's place there in Springfield.
Yes. And that you are just setting me up. That was a hell of a segue right there, because I need you to do something for all your fans out there, everybody watching. So you're getting ready to be enshrined. It's the Shroud of Grigsby coming up. And, so when they hold it up, they're going to see impressions of Shaw Grigsby's face on a shroud. I don't know. That makes no sense. That's completely ridiculous. But if you had to describe yourself as a bass angler, as a human being, how would you do that, Shaw? Describe yourself to us, to all your fans.
I would describe myself as an inspiration to all bass anglers, because if Shaw Grigsby can do it, anybody can do it. That's just what I
Awesome.
think.
And very humble there, honestly, sincerely. But man, I mean, you truly are an inspiration. Our social media guy, JP High, the hip hop fisherman, he put a little post up about you on our social media, and it said, I have never not seen this guy smiling ear to ear with the big grin.
That's right.
I mean, there's never a sourpuss picture anywhere of Shaw Grigsby. You can't find one.
I can tell you, after this season, I sure felt real sour pussy. I can tell you that.
It's been a tough year, Shaw. I know, but this is.
I was in the Classic last year, and this year the wheels fell off the bus, and I never found them. And and every time I felt like, hey, I'm on them, I'm doing good, and then things would happen, and it was really an embarrassment. But I'm excited about getting out there. Of course, I've got the Southern Open next week at Smith Lake, and so I have one more chance to win it and get in. But and then I've got a major league coming up, so I've got a little bit of stuff still to go this season, and then I'm just going to kind of take my mind off of it and maybe do some hunting, and then get back into it come December, January.
Well, I mean, we say it all the time, and we hear it from all your peers that come on this show, Shaw, that it's just not easy. It's not all frills and glam, and we mock that you're all bass fishing rock stars, because you are. I mean, let's face it. But the fact of the matter is, you constantly need to be on your game, man. You have to perform in the upper echelon of fishing in order to continue to be successful on a tournament level. Okay, not necessarily in an well, I guess it corresponds, but we do see guys that don't do well and still make quite a good living in the fishing industry. But in order to be at the upper crust, you constantly have to, and it seems so like I don't know, an obvious statement, but you really have to constantly be on your game, don't you, man?
Yeah, I was looking today. I don't know if anybody's keeping up with it, but it's pretty awesome to watch that bracket that Bassmaster's doing right now on Pokegma up there. And they're given one classic spot, and it's the 8 guys that are not in the classic. The last 8 guys out are the first 8 guys out, and they fish off one against each other.
Right.
And I thought about it. The number 1 seed was Steve Kennedy, and he just got beat today. And so he's not making the classic, and yet he won, tournament at Dardanelle. Yeah. He almost won the Bassmasters Classic. He had a good year, and he's not in the classic. It's like in Iconelli's fishing to make the classic, which, he's made it I don't know how many years in a row. And I look at it and I go, it's really awesome to see the younger generation really getting into it. Because you have, junior angler clubs, you got high school clubs that compete, you got college that compete, then you jump out in the opens and then into the elites, and you look at these guys like the Lee brothers and these younger kids that are just phenomenal anglers. Just phenomenal, and it's fun to watch that and see the drive and the determination and so but yeah, it is tough. That's all there is to it. It's extremely tough competing out there. And I still love it, though, and I like I said, I made it last year. Doggone it, there's no reason I can't make it next year.
Oh, no, I see great things from you in the future, Shaw. No doubt. Your drive is unsurpassed.
Shaw, do you think these young anglers today are that much stronger than the young anglers of the 80s and 90s? You saw all that. How would you compare them?
I would compare them because they're so seasoned. When you talk about that you're fishing tournaments and junior angler clubs when you're kids, then high school, then college, then you get the opens and all the rest. By the time you get a shot at making the elite series and the opens, you're very seasoned. That would be something that I would have done just fishing local tournaments around. I'd have to have been maybe 10 years of local stuff, and then experience a few years out there on the tour, and then get that much.
Right.
I got a visitor. Come on. Let's watch the visitor. See if she'll come up here. Right here. Stick her head in. Look at this. Look at this.
Yes.
There's my dog. There she goes.
That's a lovely bear.
That's the magic of Bass talk shows.
The door to my office opened up, and I said, "Who's coming in?" My dog comes in here. It's actually my son's dog, but it's But anyway, no, they're so well prepared, and then you have that drive and that determination that have to, and you're willing to do everything to get there. And to me, that's really what's exceptional. And watching all that come together in the young anglers is just, it's fun to watch, man. They're studs.
Our buddy Brandon Palaniuk, man, talk about desire and drive and dedication. The emotion that flooded from him on his acceptance speech for the Angler of the Year. Wow, that's passion, man. That's passion.
I missed that, and I would love to have seen that. But I can tell you that I remember doing a Miller's Boating Center, which is my local dealer, and he carries Yamahas also. I'm a Mercury guy.
There you go.
Here. But anyway, he was there working it, and he was sleeping in his truck. Now that just tells you, this is when he was starting out and beginning. That's the type of dedication he had, that he's sleeping in his truck and working his way through the system as he goes. And now he's Angler of the Year. I just thought that was just awesome, man. What a great success story. And he's truly one of the nicest guys you want to meet on tour. That to me, there's guys like Kevin Van Dam, nicest guy you ever want to be around. And even though he's a superstar, he's still that nice guy.
He's mean to Ryan, though. He's super mean to Ryan.
Is he really?
Yeah. He put Ryan in his place. Yeah.
I only throw Senkos.
Ryan deserved it, but that's okay. Sorry to interrupt you, Shaw. I had to put that in there.
He puts me in my place too. But anyway, no, that's Brandon. He's just, he's there at that superstar now, Angler of the Year. Won a bunch of tournaments. He knows how to get it done. And he's still just one of the nicest guys to get around. So anyway, yeah, it's great to see that.
Agreed. And how about a studio audience round of applause again for Brandon Palaniuk? That's what we're saying right there. They're going nuts. I think they still clapped louder for you, though, Shaw.
Yes.
No.
Yes, they did. It's a true story. So, Shaw, 33 years, man. $2.2 million. $2.2 million. Okay.
That's million.
Do you know how many pounds of fish you've caught over your bass fishing career? How many pounds? Do you want?
No idea.
Say, ask me, Pat. How many pounds of fish have I caught?
How many pounds have I caught in my BASS career?
Well, funny that you asked, Shaw, because I happen to have that information right here. It's 9,744 pounds of fish.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a lot of basses, you know.
I think I need to up that by at least 260,000 or 260 more pounds so I can get to 10,000.
Exactly. You got to break that 10K mark.
You're getting
now,
there.
here's a very interesting fact. And JP High, the hip hop fisherman, he's going to tell you exactly how many dollars a pound that equates to. JP, put it in the Bassin calculator. Wait, what's going on?
Well, Shaw, you have caught $225 a pound.
$225 a pound for Shaw Grigsby. That's a deal
Pretty
right
good.
there. That's pretty good. They'll keep some food on the table for the Grigsbys.
Yes.
And the dog,
Absolutely.
your
No,
boy's
it's
dog.
been good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you just went through. And all kidding aside here now, tragedy, man. Tragedy hit Florida.
Yeah.
I was I'm a bass fishing nut. I was watching to make sure all my bass fishing buddies out there were okay. I have a lot of family still in South Florida, in Boca Raton and Delray Beach and Fort Lauderdale area, and I was very nervous for them. Lots of thoughts and prayers were being sent all of your ways. It was a pretty scary deal, wasn't it, Shaw?
It was, and it was just such a powerful storm and such a big storm. And I've gone through a bunch of them. I've had eyes come right over the top of us, and when I was a kid and stuff. And this one only, just literally touched the side of my house. I could see the eye, when I'd look at it, but the wind never quit here. So I was on the east side, which was the bad side. But fortunately, I'm inland. Those coastal towns were, destroyed. And I feel so bad for the Keys. I have buddies that live down there, buddies that have houses, and some of them had houses.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's just one of those deals that it's really, really tough. And, I never take them lightly, but we really got serious with this one. I got out beforehand and started cutting, trees and limbs that could potentially end up on the house. I boarded up my mom's house. I'm prepared because when I bought this house, it's about 04, somewhere in that neighborhood, 03, 04. We had 2 hurricanes come through back to back, just straight over the top of us. The first one kicked out power for 6 days. And when you don't have power, you don't have water, it gets to be, especially summertime, it gets to be a pretty tough little deal. So I ended up buying a generator and setting it up, and it comes on automatically and all that kind of stuff. So it was good, except about a week or so before the hurricane came in, I realized that my gas company hadn't filled up my gas, and it's an LP generator.
Oh, no.
And so after it ran, the power went out, and after it ran like 3 days, it turned off. We ran out of gas, and the gas company had never come and filled it up. So anyway, they came. My power came on after 4 days, so I only spent 1 day. So I was so blessed to only spend 1 day without power. And I got buddies that just are getting it back now, and some of them are still out of power, and that's how bad it is. So, we were fortunate. My son had a big tree fall on his house, so we cut up on it and chainsaw some of it. But overall, everything here was pretty good. I know some people had cars crushed, houses, with trees on top of them. Fortunately, I don't think we had any deaths in my area, which is very good. But some of the stuff on the coastline was just it was really ugly.
And I think that a lot of the things that people fail to realize that don't live in those areas. I was in South Florida for Andrew when Hurricane Andrew hit. I still lived in South Florida, and It's the anxiety that comes from the anticipation of the storm, because you kind of touched on it there. All that prep work, the trimming of the trees, the boarding of the houses. This is not easy tasks, and the toll it plays on you mentally, because there's all that uncertainty. Obviously, that's involved. There's all that uncertainty. With today's weather forecasting, you can kind of get close to what's going on, but still, you never know because Mother Nature is always in control.
Right.
It's that anxiety.
Yeah, your biggest concern with this, we'll have those real, real strong winds, and it takes trees down. But what you don't want is one of those little tornadoes that develop around this thing. And when those tornadoes hit you, there's no coming back from that. So, the fortunate thing about a hurricane is about it literally week and a half out. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Okay, it's adjusting here. This is where it's going to probably hit, but it may adjust a little bit there. And so, you need to evacuate. And so, you know about that. But the bad thing is if you have one of those tornadoes come through, or you're on the coastline where the tidal surge comes up so high, your whole house can be gone. And that's really tough. So, I've stayed at my house, every one of them. I've never evacuated. Not saying I won't at some point, but the concern is always if you have a tornado. That's just then it's stupidity because there's nothing you can do about getting out of the way of it.
Well, thank God you're okay, and things ended up okay there overall for the Grigsby family, no doubt. No doubt, man. Hey, we're doing this thing on the Bookface Live, right? You know that.
Bookface.
Yeah, we're on the Bookface. It's the inverted version of the Facebook on the dark web, but it's really not. It's really just on Facebook. But your fans have some questions for you right here on the Facebook. Are you ready to talk to your fans?
I love it.
Awesome. JP High, the hip hop fisherman. What is going on over there? What do they got for Shaw?
We had somebody ask. You've been with Strike King for a long time. They want to know your 3 favorite Strike King baits, old, new, or discontinued.
Wow, that's an awesome question. Actually,
I'll throw one of them out real quick, and that's the rage bug, sometimes called the structure bug. Now I don't know how that whole deal worked out. Okay, the rage bug is an incredible little bait, and it's just got the rage tails and all. But I think personally, as a flipping, casting, pitching, all around.
Everything. Swim jig, chatterbait, everything.
Soft plastic bait is probably the best ever been. So that's probably my number one. We have the new Rage Swimmer. Incredible bait. I mean, incredible bait. And it's very similar to like the Kitex and the swim baits and that thing. And this year I have really, you look at this year, I didn't do too good.
That's okay.
Especially that bait has really done me well. I have caught so many fish on it in so many different situations. I've learned new tricks with it. I've had so much fun with it, and I'm just like, I'm loving that bait. So that's a relatively new one that we have out. And of course you can't ever disregard the daggum Ocho, which is, that's just a, standby. So those are all 3 are soft plastic baits, great ones. I make a ton of money on the square bill, the 1.5, especially from KVD 1.5 and the jerk baits. But those are my mainstay, man. I'm a soft plastic, just pitching and casting and skipping and having a good time.
How about the discontinued? That's what I'm curious about. What about the best discontinued?
There's always been some that get put aside and are not built the same way. I mean, they may even still have them, but they're just not the same, as things progress. A lot of times it's a color or a color that's not offered, that used to be offered. So, but overall, even when you look at, let's say, the old Spence Scout, that was probably the original shallow. I mean, that was the original, what was that? The 1 minus, the XS, that's the original bait that didn't go very deep and waked and just really had it. It's a killer bait.
It is.
And I still have a handful of the old ones and a few of the newer ones. So, that's a great bait. So, I don't know about anything that's just really been discontinued that I'm going to go, man, I wish I still had. And there is one. There's a spinner bait.
Pick me, Shaw.
Okay, here we go. Spinner bait. It's the compact and it's a compact spinnerbait, so it had the lead built on the hook.
Yep.
So the spinnerbait was relatively small. So the half ounce had double willows, and the 3/8 ounce had a small double willow and had a Colorado and a willow, small willow, like a 4. And that's one of the best spinnerbaits I ever threw in my life. And now they have what's called a compact silhouette or something like that.
Right.
So there used to be there was a compact silhouette, and it's one or the other that's discontinued anymore, and that kind of breaks my heart because that was my favorite.
There's another one too, real quick, that comes to mind, and that's the custom balsas, the flat side, and then that Shad Rap type bait.
Dude, they were great.
I
I got a wall of those.
Do you really? I got a few of them actually.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
What about that Wild Shiner jerkbait? I loved that thing.
The one George Cochran used to win that tournament.
Yes, to win that tournament.
Sorry about that, George.
Yeah, the Wild Shiner was my favorite jerkbait for a while. Can't find them. Discontinued.
George Cochran also had a spinnerbait that I loved that I can't find anymore. I think
The
it was
Little
called
Mr. Money.
The Little Money or
The
something.
Little
Little
Mr. Money. Yep.
You know, they make that. So that's
Really?
a current product that you can get, the Little Mr. Money, and it's a little kick butt spinnerbait. Man, I mean, George did a great job with that spinnerbait. You want something that's going to catch them, that's it.
Yep.
I think I couldn't find it because I think it was like a Walmart exclusive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can only get them at Walmart.
It's a little 3/16 ounce bait with 2 little Colorado blades on it.
It was a nice bait.
It's awesome. It's an awesome bait. What else going on, JP?
We had Tap Dancing Tommy wanted to know, what kind of sandwich were you eating in the 2000 Classic when you caught that fish?
Whoa.
In Jackson Harbor.
Do you remember that?
2000 class. So
That's
the
in
classic
Chicago.
was
That's Chicago.
That
Yeah.
was in Chicago,
Yeah.
and I was in the harbor,
Jackson.
and I don't remember eating a sandwich, unfortunately. But you got to remember, in the classics, they would give you a little box lunch deal back in those days.
Oh,
so
really?
That's probably, we still didn't. That was before we had our boats and all that kind of stuff. So you'd show up. Dude, I was in my boat building yesterday showing a buddy around, or this weekend on Saturday, and showing him around. There's my old tackle box from the 86 Classic, which was, I think, my first Classic. But now get this, back in those days, 5 rods and reels. That's all. 5 rods and reels and 10 pounds of tackle.
That
They
was
send you a tackle box, you filled it up with your 10 pounds, and that's it. And so, I was thinking about that back in those days. It was really, really kind of a cool deal.
heck yeah.
Charlie Reed won that class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of sleeping in their trucks, I have a viewer mail question right now from Brian the Carpenter. He's the producer of Ike Live. You know Brian. He sleeps in his
Brian.
Yeah, Brian sleeps in his truck too. The now Brian
Not for tournaments.
Brian wants to know, with all the hype going on right now about the Bass Classic bracket tournament. Everybody's talking about Ike and Ellie and his in his desire and determination to make the Classic, but everybody seems to be overlooking the Shaw Grigsby versus Seth Fighter mustache bracket battle that you actually won. How do you feel about
did.
that? It's
Look at that right there.
It was a 2-man bracket.
He won. Shaw Grigsby's the winner, right there. Shaw Grigsby. We love Seth, but Shaw, your mustache is king.
Shaw, how old is your mustache, anyways?
What do you think of this?
I like it. I think it's a good look. Look at Ryan. Ryan's got one
I
too.
have one, but my beard kind of overshadows it.
Your roommate's actually watching, Don Barone.
Don Barone wants to know.
He wants to know what's on your face.
Tell
Well,
him.
my dog didn't die or my cat died, but I'm just growing it, I tell you, I was in an acute depression after this season, man. I needed to change something, so here it is.
Just remember, damn it, you are somebody. You're Shaw Grigsby, man. You're Shaw Grigsby. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Hey, Shaw, last time you were here, we played a game show.
Oh, yeah, I did terrible at it,
Yeah,
too.
JP he lost.
Get a chance to redeem
didn't-
yourself.
Didn't Shaw lose last time?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
he might have won.
You lost.
I think
You
I
think
he
everyone
did lose.
wins?
No, he lost horribly. Shaw lost. But we're
did.
gonna give you a chance.
Losing is winning.
Yeah,
here, though.
losing is winning on Straight
Oh,
Cast.
yeah, you didn't know who Ned Flanders was.
Yeah, as
Right.
evident now by this show. But we're gonna play a game show.
You asked me who Don Barone is. I know that.
Yeah, I know you know Don. Everybody knows Don Barone. Come on. It's a legend. You want to play What's on Your Mind, or do you want to play Bass and Match Game? What do you want to play?
I'll be equally bad at either one, so you choose.
No, Shaw, this is your show. You pick it. Bass and Match Game or What's on Your Mind?
Bass and Match. What's on your mind?
Okay, let's play Bass and Match Game. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Bass and Match Game with professional bass fisherman Shaw Grigsby. Shaw, I'm going to give you a phrase, and you relate it to bass fishing. Are you ready, Shaw? The first phrase is wasabi. Relate wasabi to bass fishing.
Wasabi.
Yes.
We're gonna have to relate that to the outstanding stuff I spray on my bait to make it really taste good to the bass.
And what is that?
Coffee scent.
Coffee scent. Wasabi.
right.
Let's give him that one.
Yep.
That's Shaw. Sponsor plug right
You're up.
there.
You're
Strike
up.
King. He's up one. Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. Related to bass fishing.
Ooh, that's really bad because the only thing I think of is when you drill a hook right through one. It's like, no.
We're going to give you that one. Cross
That's
its
not bad.
eyes. I mean, it's coming in the boat. It's coming in the boat. You got that one. He's due for 2 for 2, man. Anti-parabolic. Anti-parabolic.
Man, that's got to be Mr. Flipstick, buddy. That's like rip 'em and jerk 'em because that's got to be it.
Yes, that's actually the correct. I'm going to give him that one because it's close. But the correct answer to that is Tommy Biffle.
Yes.
Tommy Biffle is anti-parabolic. Okay.
I'm telling you, it is so true. I should have said that because that guy has the stiffest stinking rods. When we had those rods by Quantum and they all had our names on them,
Yeah.
dude. Biffles, you'd have to put a 5-pound anchor on it to get it to bend.
Yeah, it's true. And Ryan
So-
has a theory on that. Tell him, Ryan, that he uses that rod, Ryan.
I think he doesn't want to bend over to pick up a fish.
Tommy doesn't like the bend over. It's a true story. You heard it here.
True.
He had a bad back,
Okay.
so
Okay.
could be true.
Here's another one, similar but different. He's a flippin' nut. He's a flippin' nut.
He's a flipping nut. Well, that's where I would have to say Biffle or Brower, but Brower's not current, but both of those are just incredible flippers. And now, currently, you'd have to say maybe even Hackney.
Yes. Okay. We got to give him any of those.
We'll give you
because
that one for
It was so
Hackney.
big, but I had Brower in mind because not only is he an amazing fisherman with the flip stick, but he is nuts. He's absolutely crazy.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. And you know what's really cool? He always said, you can be very versatile and learn a lot of different techniques, which you kind of have to. But he always said, man, when it falls into your wheelhouse, you're a flipper or you're a spinnerbait guy. When it falls in your wheelhouse, you mash them. And that's what he did because he mashed us, so many times. Anyway, amazing.
He is amazing. And when we had Brower on the show, he's the only guy that ever scared me. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not too easily. I said, Denny, we're going to have you Skype in. He said, I don't Skype, Pat. I said, okay, we'll just get you on the phone. Sounds good,
There we
Denny.
go.
Here it is. You're going to need a machete. You're going to need a machete. Where's my music? I need more music. I got to be in the mood. We're going to need a machete. There it is. Thank you, Andy.
This is cool because I've been known to even carry saws and stuff in my boat to get back into places and all. I'm gonna let's give that to Steve Kennedy for this season, man. He went back in some stuff that to win that tournament in Dardanelle that was all flooded and all that. It was pretty impressive.
No doubt about it. And Kennedy is a strange breed. It's like with the age of the amazing technology of the way that engines have evolved and prop designs and jack plates and power poles and all this wonderful stuff we have. We were hanging out with Kennedy over at Iconelli's house in July, and he's still got that push pole strapped to the side of his boat too.
He does.
Still strapped there. Good answer. Giving him that one, right?
Yep.
Did you all
Close.
lose my picture?
No, I see you. Do you see you?
But I'm not moving, right?
Wait, you're frozen.
Oh, he's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I do to unfreeze? Because you guys are the studs at this.
I asked.
He just started moving.
Hit the video button again. Is that what you on
I'm
off?
dancing. I'm doing everything, but it isn't moving. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the video. Let's try that.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to do it again. Let's see what happens.
Where's Shaw? Where?
Hey,
Shaw
I
Grigsby,
fixed
ladies
it.
and gentlemen. Shaw Grigsby's back. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Close second. Close second.
Kennedy, man.
Kennedy.
Dude, it's a
Close
classic. Come on.
know.
And you know, just, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, that's a great answer, but it's the wrong answer. The
I don't know.
Close second is Seth Feider's mustache to yours. That was the correct answer. Correct answer. But good job, Shaw Grigsby.
I don't know.
Winner overall. Your winner overall. We are actually going to send you some of Ryan Whitaker's beard hair as a present.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Tape it on here.
Yeah. You can just glue it on.
You can add a little red.
Patch it on for
Like
Halloween.
in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Then Don Barone really won't be able to recognize you.
He texted me. He texted me. I could hold it up to the camera, but I really don't want y'all to read what he said. He says, I'm watching, and then there was a one that's 8-letter word, not very flattering, that starts with B-U-T-T. You can put the other 4 on the back of it.
Buttocks?
Yeah. Buttocks. He's watching buttocks?
I don't know. Don, what are you doing? Shaw, what's the plans for the future, man? What's the plans for the future?
I love fishing, and I'm just going to keep going out on the elite tour until they throw me out, and love it. And of course, we have Major League, and I'm telling you, that is the most. And that's what I was doing the same thing. I was watching Ike and Ellie fish, and I'm watching these guys in that bracket format that to try to make that one classic spot. It's so addicting to just watch that live stuff. But I really love, that's basically the Major League format, except with Major League, you get to keep every fish. So you just keep catching them. So those guys that won would have won by a bunch.
Yeah.
And so I think both Ike and Ellie and Prosnick both had like 20 bass today, which is, pretty impressive. So, but anyway, I love Major League. I'm just love that format. I love the intensity level because it brings everything right to the surface. You've got to do it, and you got to do it right now. You stub your toe, you're gone, and that's all there is to it. So it's just like that bracket format. And so I'm going to continue fishing Major League and continue fishing the Elite Series and until they throw me out or, I can't do it anymore. So I just love it. I'm still passionate about it. When you come home from a season that's this bad and all you want to do is do much better next year, that shows that you still have what you need to have. You need to have that drive and that determination. And so I'm looking forward to next week. I get back in the boat and go fishing and just see what I can do at Smith Lake. And I love Smith Lake. They got some giant spotted bass there. I love it.
Oh, man. We wish you the best of luck, Sean. We hope you knock them out. We're always rooting for you, dude. Seriously, man. Sincerely.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, and thank you again so much for coming on here and clowning around with us.
Dude, I tell you, when you text me or call me, whatever, and I just said, man, I always enjoy this. Is like just a fun deal to do. So thank you for having me, and look forward to the next time.
Hey, Sean, before
Thanks,
you go,
Sean.
can you give us some advice? Give us some advice in this bass fishing world. How do we become megastars of bass fishing talk shows? How do we do it? How do we do it, Shaw? We're trying to figure this out.
You're doing a good job. I really do. I mean, obviously, the cool thing about internet stuff is every single person that watches. You get to know that. When I was on television doing One More Cast, you'd get ratings, and whether it's Nielsen or whatever, and you're going, really? You get out there and that so many people watched it, but they have you down as because they only have so many boxes in these other areas. And so anyway, it's different. So, but yours, at least on the internet, every single person. You can say, I had so many people tune in this week and so many next week. So I think as internet things going, y'all are slamming it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And my mom says it's a great show too, by the way.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know what Jerry McInnes told us was the key to our success?
What's that?
Cheerleaders.
No, I told Jerry that.
No, but then he told us.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I told
That's what
Jerry
we
that
need.
bass needs cheerleaders, and then he told
There you
us.
go.
I still kind of agree with him.
I do. I think that bass needs cheerleaders. Hooters girls. They need
There you
hooters. Screws.
go.
Shaw, thank you so much. Best of luck at Smith Mountain, and we will see you very soon in this bass fishing galaxy.
Take care, guys.
Thanks
Thank you
again.
very much
Thank
for
you.
having me.
That is Shaw Grigsby. He's a bass fishing superstar. Hey, keep it locked right here. And on this break, don't forget to check out the Alpha Angler vid by Bass Angler of the Year 2017 Bass Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. And you know what to do. Put those power poles down. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy the break. When we get back, it's Gussy time with Jeff Gustafson. Coming up.
That's
Be
right.
right back.
I'm John DeMay with M Jigs. Today, I'd like to share with you a little bit about a couple products that we have in our lineup that we're really excited about. The first product I'd like to talk to you about today is the Joe Football Head Jig. Right out of the package, you'll notice that our football head jig is different than most on the market. What makes our jigs different is the quality of components. Let's start with the hook. These hooks are custom made for us in Japan. 90-degree bend, black nickel hooks, razor sharp, JDM quality. All of our Joe Football Head jigs have living rubber skirts. They're hand tied with copper wire to ensure that they stay affixed, and it also helps them to flare while they're in the water. We powder paint and heat cure each jig to ensure that the paint stays on your jig even when you're fishing rock. Another feature that separates our jig from other jigs on the market is the screw lock keeper. The screw lock keeper does a couple things for you. Not only does it keep your bait affixed, it'll save you money on soft plastics that pull off of standard barb keepers. The second product I'd like to talk to you about is our hybrid flip and swim jig. We also have a custom hook in our flip and swim jig. It's a 4/0 30-degree bend black nickel hook. It has the same durable paint, the same great keeper, and a hand-tied silicone skirt to complete it. So if you're looking for a premium product that's going to give you an edge over your competition, look us up at demjigs.com.
The swim jig technique is one of the most successful ways to put fish in the boat. Time in and time out, Brovani Baits swim jigs are just the right tool for the job. Beaming with quality, the Brovani swim jigs come in a myriad of colors, feature the best premium hooks and solid trailer keepers to give you, the serious bass angler, the confidence you need to accomplish your goal of putting more fish in the boat. So go to BrovaniBaits.com and start climbing the ladder to swim jig success.
Rageous Outdoors is quickly becoming the industry leader in tournament fishing apparel. There's no better way to represent your sponsors than with a Rageous jersey. At Rageous, you can get a short sleeve, long sleeve, sweatpant, the best prices in the industry. Rageous also offers club and team discounts, special high school and college prices. Our website is easy to navigate, and Rageous' staff will make the process quick and easy for you. Rageous Outdoors, offering high-quality tournament apparel for the weekend angler. Outfit yourself from head to toe. Check out Rageous online at www.rageous.com.
Ain't no other way I know. It's what I do.
Oh, yes. All right. All right. Welcome back to Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. This is Ryan Popcorn Whitaker right here. And we're pretty excited for the first time ever on this show right here. Ladies and gentlemen, FLW Tour Pro and just awesome dude in general. Say hello to Gussy. Gussy, welcome. Jeff Gustafson. Right here. Internet high five, yo. Give me an internet high five. Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Welcome to the show, man. What's going on?
What's happening, boys?
What's up,
you
dude?
hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Can you see us?
Well.
I can see one guy.
Which guy?
Not you.
The one
Your
with the
partner.
cool beard or the one with the weird hair?
Yeah.
The one with the hat.
Oh, you can only see the guy with the hat.
Oh, yeah, look at the camera.
All right, we got. Oh, something. Who hit the camera?
JP.
Which one of you
straighten
guys
that.
hit the camera?
A
Yeah.
social
Well,
media guy is also the
Hey,
camera adjustment guy.
My first
so.
question to you has to be, Jeff. What's the name of that restaurant you like to eat at again with all the stuff on the walls? You know what I'm talking about, the restaurant with all the stuff on the walls? What is it?
The log cabin.
No, Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
It's Shenanigans. That's the restaurant with all this. He said Shenanigans.
You guys talking about shenanigans, right?
He said Shenanigans.
Super Troopers is probably one of my favorite movies ever. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
Can you see me now giving you an internet high five?
You know.
Okay.
I gotcha.
Very good. Now you know. Now you wouldn't know what.
This
you're
is
up
my
to.
first time ever Skyping, so I'm happy it's working.
Yeah, so far
You're
so
not
good.
alone.
You're doing really good. The only guy that
Hey,
won't.
like
Yeah.
You see my buddy over my shoulder here?
Yes.
Is that a chupacabra back there?
That's a 50-inch bull moose from I live up in northern Ontario, so that's from a couple hours north of where I live.
Just ran right through your wall, huh?
That's awesome. He got his head stuck in there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, went to sleep on the wall.
Yeah, we're happy to have you Skype. The only guys that won't Skype us are Jason Christie and Denny Brower. They are phone call only guys. They're
Okay.
yeah. We're
And
scared
we
of
just say
them
okay.
too. They say
It's fine.
we're only going to call you, and we're like it's okay. We're good. But we're happy to have you. This is the first time we've ever had a Canadian on the show. I mean, it really is.
Well-
Aside from Celine Dion.
Yeah, she's coming up later. but the fact is that we are broadcasting to you live from the birthplace of your some of your heroes, Al and Ron Linder. We're coming to you from
Yep.
Chicago, dude.
Yeah. Those guys have been very influential for me. They used to come and fish. We have some really awesome tournaments up here on Rainy Lake and Lake of the Woods in the summer, and big open team tournaments. And those guys came up and fished the tournaments for years. So I've got to know them when I was a teenager. And Ron used to make side bets with me. And I took quite a few $100 bills off him over the years when I was, 15 or 16, 17 years old.
Hey, so whenever we have a guest on the show for the first time, we like to get a little history. Can you give us some Gussy history of how you got into this sport?
Well, I live up on the North Shore, Lake of the Woods, near a little town called Kenora, Ontario. And if you like to fish and hunt and be outdoors, it's an awesome place. So I got hooked on fishing really young. My dad fished and, obviously got me out there, but didn't bass fish. We have a big tournament it's been going on for like 30 years now on Lake of the Woods out of Kenora, called the Kenora Bass International. And my Christmas present when I was 10 years old, my parents got us an entry fee. And so my dad, had a box of jigs and used to go fish for walleyes all the time. And so we started bass fishing. And like the first year, the goal was just to like catch a bass so we could walk across the stage. And, it took us a few years before we sort of started to get competitive. But yeah, I started doing it really young. And I went to university kind of on the Keep My Mom Happy program. But I've never really had a real job in my life. I've been, guide, hosted a TV fishing show up in Canada here for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Do some outdoor writing, photography, and then obviously tournament fishing's my big passion, and I've been fishing. I think I've got 5 seasons now on the FLW tour, and have a lot of fun traveling around down south doing that. And it makes the winter go by quick. We get real winter up here where I live, 4 feet of snow and some -30 stuff, and so it's nice having 4 seasons. Our summers are beautiful, but it's nice to get away a little bit in the winter, and makes it go by a little quicker.
Absolutely, man. You live in just a beautiful part in God's country, basically.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, now here in the Chicagoland area, and I'm in my late 40s. Okay, so when I was a young guy, before cable came around, okay, there were limited outdoor shows that would pop up in the Chicagoland area. And I'd be like, you have no idea what I'm saying, but Channel 44 or Channel 36, and every one of those outdoors would come from the Sunset Country of Lake of the Woods. I mean, those were the shows they were playing, and I'm just a little kid watching this. It's like, I gotta go catch those muskies. I gotta go catch the smallmouth. I see the walleyes. There's grayling. I don't even know what the hell. But there's.
Well, but that's one of the fun things about this place is, I was out today. I'm fishing a team tournament this weekend, and so we went out. My buddy and I went out today, and we had another friend with us as well. And we went bass fishing till about 2:00, and then it was kind of mediocre today. It was pretty windy, and we were driving back, and around this time last year, I took some people out on a guide trip. We caught a bunch of lake trout. We pulled up on the spot, marked a bunch of lake trout in like 60 feet of water, and we dropped like a 5-inch fluke down on a half-ounce jig, and we caught 7 or 8 big trout, all between like 12 and 20 pounds in about 45 minutes. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but there's not many places you can go do that, and pike and muskies, crappies, walleye, and one of the things that's probably helped me out a lot is just about every major TV show, has come up here and done a show at some point, whether it's ice fishing or open water fishing, and so I've got to meet the Linders and the crew from In Fisherman and Dave Mercer, Bob Azumi, he's our Al Linder of Canada.
Did anybody
and,
ever
a bunch of other?
Did anybody ever bring you any Johnsonville brats and do a show up there?
No, I haven't done that one.
What's that guy's name?
John Gillespie.
John Gillespie. Yeah, that guy.
My friend that was fishing with me today, though, did an ice fishing trip with him, and that actually came up in the boat today, so that's kind of funny.
Nice. John Gillespie with the Brian Schramm theme song. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Hey, the whole deal, though, with where you come from, and we were kind of talking with Shaw Grigsby a little earlier before you came on, and about being a versatile angler and how Florida has made him a versatile angler with multi-species of fish. And it's something, I'm guilty of this, okay, that I am not a versatile angler. I am a complete bass fishing Nazi, so I only bass fish. And it shouldn't be that way. When I lived in Florida, it wasn't like that. I would catch anything, but what you described, you went out and the bass fishing was mediocre, and you went and stuck some giant trout. That's pretty cool. But
yeah,
I mean, do you feel that helps you to be a versatile angler? And how can I rekindle the angling versatility that I used to have, or anybody else suffering from this affliction?
Well, it's funny. Like, there's 2 other brothers, from Southern Ontario that fish the FLW tour as well, Chris and Corey Johnson. They've done really well for themselves, and they've said it a few times in the last year that I've noticed in some interviews and such. Like, we have largemouths and smallmouths up here, and we can fish shallow, we can fish deep out to, like, this past weekend I fished a tournament with my girlfriend, and we were catching smallmouths in like 35 feet of water, gin clear, drop shotting using light line, and then in the summer, I mean, we've got awesome frog fishing for largemouth. So, I've kind of been able to do it all to some degree, but we don't have reservoirs up here. So that was a little bit of an eye-opener when I went down south. We don't have any shad up here where I live. We have obviously different types of bait, but it's interesting the Tennessee River lakes or wherever, a lot of these places we go down south, shad is kind of the predominant forage.
Sure.
So first few years I learned the hard way on some of my lessons, and then like last year had a really, really good year, and this year not so good. We hit a few places where we hit some flooding and just weird weather, and I didn't have any real bomber tournaments, but I had a bunch of mediocre stuff, and so hopefully I've had a really good summer, fishing back around home here, and I'm hopefully be back on track for 2018 to kick some ass again.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And I mean, you're definitely a bass fishing personality, man, and it's pretty cool that you get to travel and pursue your passion. I mean, plain and simple.
Yeah, it's I've got to go to so many awesome lakes and have made so many good friends. It's funny, my travel partner and roommate on the road is Brandon McMillan from Florida.
Yeah,
so
I know Brandon, sure.
We just sort of met some mutual friends and hit it off, and we worked together quite a bit during pre-fish for our tournaments, and it's helped each other out, big time. He's kind of a stronger, shallow guy, and some of these places we go where maybe we can fish offshore or deeper, I like to go and explore that stuff. And usually within a day or two of practice, we can kind of get some sort of program together, hopefully. And but it's funny how you just meet people that you wouldn't maybe expect to.
Yeah, and Brandon's awesome. At the Forest Wood Cup dinner, he gave me his asparagus because he didn't want to eat it, so we were at the same table together.
Yeah,
I think you got his sister's asparagus.
Yeah,
What's that?
He likes Mountain Dew and
yeah,
Alex
Davis and him.
Like when we're traveling and make a salad here and there, and sometimes he gets he'll try it, but.
I'll stick to my
Gotta make him
Dew.
eat his veggies. We're glad he's okay with Hurricane Irma too. Hey, let's play some games. You want to play games? We play games on this show.
I'll play games, sure. I watched Shaw's game. That was a little tricky.
Yeah, it's gonna get trickier. Are you ready? Oh wait, hold on a second here.
Good stuff.
We got to produce. We're getting produced here, so I gotta go with this.
We're getting micromanagement.
Yes, that's okay because I need to be kept on track sometimes, Jeff. We're doing this thing on Facebook Live, and your fans have some questions for you. So first things first, what do we got going on, JP?
Well, you got into the roommate thing.
Okay, go ahead.
There is an FLW Tour Pro watching.
Oh no!
And his question was, ask who his favorite roommate is.
His favorite roommate.
This could get you in trouble.
Matt Steffen.
Nailed it.
Bingo. You got it.
Matt Steffen. Give Matt Steffen a studio audience round of applause.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Just for Matt Steffen.
All right, we got some more questions. We got a viewer who wants to know who makes the best.
Matt's the guy. We just met in a parking lot in Florida a few years ago and hit it off, and he's one of my best friends now too, and we all kind of roll together during the season. We're a little family on the road.
Wow.
Bass and family.
All right, here's a serious one.
Go ahead.
We got a viewer who wants to know who makes the best hair jigs for smallmouth.
Ooh, best hair jigs for smallmouth.
You can't say yourself either.
I make the best hair jigs ever, for sure.
Nice.
And I think half the Elite Series guys called me this summer looking for some, but I usually make a pile of them all winter, and they work really good, at Sturgeon Bay. And I've fished the Sturgeon Bay Open for years, and we had a tournament the same weekend, so I missed it this year. So I didn't really have a pile of them stocked up, and I use them for around our tournaments, around home all summer. So I didn't have very many, but there's a few guys that have gotten some over the last few years. And but the best one you can buy, a friend of mine makes up here. He owns a tackle store called Lake of the Woods Sports Headquarters, and it's called BT Custom Lures. But he makes one that's really good. Otherwise it's hard to buy them with the right hooks in them, good hooks. You can buy buy them, and they've got little crappie hooks. And if you're catching 4 and 5 pound smallmouths, you're gonna have issues using those
you're in
little
trouble.
tiny hooks. So
Just to let you know, Seth Fighter is watching, and he makes one.
Yeah.
He just joined. That's kind of funny.
Ask Seth where he saw them the first time.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's going to be a gunfight.
Well,
do we have,
Seth, you wanna
do we
fire
have
back?
gunshot sounds or no?
We'll see if he talks.
There's gunshot sounds. Give me another one. I like that. Do that one again. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a good Did you know that bass fishing talk shows have sound effects, Jeff? Did you know that?
I'm impressed. This is high end.
My mom said we could use the basement as long as we want. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So anyway, is true or false question regarding hair jigs. True or false? The color red is often an overlooked hair jig color. True or false?
I've never used red.
Never used red. Are you sandbagging us?
No, there's one color that I pretty much use,
What is it?
and it's yes,
The opposite of white.
the opposite of white. Yes.
It is. There it is. Any more JP from the fans?
Seth said he stole it from you.
Seth stole the
Yeah,
jig
he
from
gave you
you.
credit.
That's fighter.
We got a YouTube guy.
A YouTube question. What's going on?
In the fall of the year, how do you feel about throwing a spinnerbait on a sunny day with wind and stained water?
Wow, getting technical.
Yeah.
on us.
That's very
I think he needs
specific.
help.
Fall of the year, spinnerbait.
You know what?
wind, stained water.
You know when I throw spinnerbait, I'm a big topwater fan. Catch a lot of big fish on topwaters everywhere we go, and especially up here where I live, we catch them on topwaters all summer long. Anytime it's too windy to throw a topwater, that's kind of when I throw a spinnerbait. And so, if it's windy, kind of stained water, probably perfect scenario for a spinnerbait.
Nice.
Boom.
They wreck them.
Boom.
Wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus them all day. There it is. Well, anything else, JP, before we move on?
No, we're good.
Okay,
You can go.
very good. Excellent questions from the gallery there. No,
Hey, you
no
can
doubt.
go to the game
community.
shows now.
Let's play game shows. Yeah. Now, I don't know what you guys do in Canadian bars. I just I would think that you probably drink like Molson Golden or something. I don't know. We don't even know. That's Labatt's. Okay.
Labatt's, yeah.
So
We have real beer.
Elsinore.
We have real beer.
yeah,
too,
we don't
right?
even know.
You guys
know that,
drink a
right?
lot of Elsinore up there?
And what'd you call him?
Elsinore?
Oh,
Strange brew? Anybody?
We're from Chicago. we're from Chicago. Yeah. So we play a game here. It's a bar game, and it's basically it's called Marry Kill. Have you ever played the
Okay.
game? You know what I'm saying? It's called Marry Kill. Have you
Yeah.
played that game before?
I have.
Okay, so you're well familiar with this. Okay, very good. So we're going to play that game right here on the show, but we change it up a little bit because it's a family show, as you can tell. So what we're going to do, Jeff, is we're going to basically call it who you going to fish with.
Yeah.
Now you got a girlfriend, so this is all hypothetical. You know what I'm saying? Now this is so just tell her no. This is no offense intended to Mrs. Gussy to be or whatever.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's who you gonna go fishing with, who you gonna marry, and who's getting thrown out of that boat? Who's getting thrown out of that lund? That's what we want to know. Who you throwing out of the lund? Okay. So here's your choices here now. Okay, we're gonna give you 3 choices, and these are all famous Canadian women. Ironically, because you're from Canada. You ready? First
like
choice. First choice.
I like the first
Who
one.
you gonna go fishing with? Who you gonna throw out of the boat? And who you gonna marry? First choice, Pamela Anderson. Second choice, should I use this one or this one, Ryan? What do you think? Top or bottom?
I go top.
Okay, so the first choice, Pamela Anderson. Second choice, Avril Lavigne. Third choice, Celine Dion. Okay, so here's your choices. Pamela Anderson, Avril Lavigne, or Celine Dion. Who's going fishing with you? Who are you going to marry? And who's getting thrown out of the lund?
Okay, I'd probably throw Pamela out because she would probably float.
Okay,
So she would
that was very nice of you. Very
I'd
good.
probably take Avril fishing,
Okay.
and She seems cool, and then I'd probably marry Celine. I think she's probably got a nice bank account.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
That's
not bad.
exactly right. I think he nailed it right there. That's the deal. Internet high five, Gus. Right there. Internet high five. That's how we do it. Yeah. Woo. He's a we got to keep playing games. I'm having so much fun. I don't know about you, but this is what we're going to do. Let's play a game show now, okay? We're going to give you an even harder one than Shaw Grigsby. So do you want to play What's on Your Mind, or do you want to play the Bass and Match game? What would you like to play?
Let's try What's on Your Mind.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. He's gutsy. Gussy's got some balls on him. This is good. All right. Let's play What's on Your Mind. You ready? All right. Ooh, yes. It's time for What's on Your Mind with FLW superstar Gussy. Right here on Straight Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television. Jeff, the first word to you, what's on your mind? American Stars and Bars. American Stars and Bars.
American Stars and Bars.
Yes, sir.
Bars. My favorite bar is the Log Cabin in Forest Lake, Minnesota.
Okay.
Just north of Minneapolis.
Gotcha.
Had a lot of good times there with my I got some buddies that I stay with, the Minky brothers. Stars. Brian Robeson, bass guy, Minnesota Vikings football player.
Awesome.
Got to meet him earlier this year at one of his charity tournaments, and cool guy.
Very good answers. There's no wrong
Got it.
answers in What's on Your Mind, by the way.
No.
So you automatically win this.
Yes.
What was on my mind was the Neil Young album, American Stars and Bars. Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Gosh, you
I
gotta,
should, though.
you gotta listen to that, man. It's so good. It's really so good. It's our producer Andy loves that. Loves Neil Young. That was for you, Andy.
This game is based on Pat's tastes, by the
Yes.
way, so
Yeah,
don't feel bad if you
absolutely.
don't get
It's
it.
completely biased. Please know this game is biased. Gosh, I can't even read my grizzly bear trap. Grizzly bear trap. What's on your mind?
Grizzly bear trap.
Grizzly bear trap. What's on your mind?
Next question. That's out of my league.
Oh
What
no!
do we?
That's what
I need help.
DiCaprio needed in that movie where the bear molested him. It violated Caprio. That's
You
what
got DiCaprio tated.
Leonardo da Vinci Caprio.
Yeah.
That's what
Hey.
he needed.
I do have something. My girlfriend, just before this started, texted me. There was a giant black bear on her neighbor's deck. So, like, we live amongst the bears here up in northern Ontario, and now that like this time of year, all the berries are done and acorns are kind of getting done, and so now the bears start like really showing up around your property, and you can't leave anything outside for them to eat, or they don't leave.
So you're gonna need a grizzly bear
come in.
trap
So-
right there. You know what works best? Elephant gun. Elephant gun.
Yes.
That's the best. The
Yeah.
best deal. Here's a good one for you.
Okay.
FLPS. FLPS.
Fish plus location plus presentation equals success.
That is
Boom.
it right there. Do we have the best around deal? Stop everything and give him the best. That is the dude. Nailed it. A true Linder fan right there.
Secret systems.
We love it. It's a secret system. Helped us all. Grew us all up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there. Snozberries. Snozberries. Snozberries.
I like eating wild blueberries with my cereal in the morning.
Well, the truth of the matter is these snozberries taste like snozberries, and I wanted to know if snozberries in Canada taste like snozberries in America.
Yeah.
I'm throwing Super Troopers at you left and right again. I'm throwing them at you. These snozberries.
It's been a few years.
That's when the kid's all baked in the back of the truck. He just ate some mushrooms or something.
Ate a bunch of
and-
mushrooms, a bunch
and
of
he's
weed,
Like,
and-
these snozberries taste like snozberries.
Like
something.
$30 worth of mushrooms. Like,
Way too flashy. Way too flashy. What's way too flashy?
Adrian Avina's boat and truck.
Wow.
All right.
Good answer. Good answer.
too flashy.
Yeah, Ike and Ellie beat him today.
Too much bling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, too much info. Last thing is too much info. Too much info. TMI.
Ooh. Probably the biggest misconception of like fans of pro bass fishing is probably how much info a lot of the guys get when we go to these lakes.
Okay.
And when you're out there doing it, you kind of see it and hear it, and yeah.
So the
It is
guys,
what it is.
the guys are getting more info than they should, is what you're saying? Are you saying
More than people think?
You know, like, I'm not saying like breaking the rule getting info. I just mean like a lot of guys get a lot of direction, you know, prior to like the off limits, but they, you know, people, a lot of guys get a lot more help than you would think.
Thank you. You are right on with that. That's exactly where we were going with that.
Yeah.
You did great, Jeff. You did great.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to talk bass fishing for once? Let's talk a little bass fishing. What do you say?
Let's talk.
Dude, wait, I want to talk about that boat, that Lund, that new Lund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing,
Yeah.
that thing looks awesome. I really want to ride in one,
It
but
is.
that, man, they look so cool.
It's a big tank. Like if for somebody that fishes big water, the Great Lakes, it's a sweet boat. It's big and heavy, and you know I can plow through anything with it. I've got a Atlas jack plate on it. First time I've ever had a jack plate on one of these boats on a Lund, and it's sweet. I can, you know, the hole shots on those boats are super good, super fast, so I can get up quick and run through shallow water, and then if I'm out in rough stuff, I just crank that thing right down and go.
And you can run into stuff, and it's okay.
Yeah,
Right.
like we do a lot. I'll do like cook some shore lunches up here with walleyes and stuff in the summer. So we pull the boat up on shore, and yeah, you can't hurt it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
awesome.
rock.
It's a deal.
Pull
It's a Lund. You and
It's a Lund.
you and Johnny Cox running the
Yeah,
running the tin.
The tin.
yeah. He runs a crest liner, and yeah, he's an animal. That guy. We all look up to him.
Yeah, absolutely. We always love hanging out with Smiling John Cox. It's never a dull moment
Yeah.
with him.
No.
There's
He's a
no
beaut.
doubt about it. Let's talk bass fishing. More bass fishing here. Smallmouth hate me. Smallmouth absolutely hate me. I cannot catch them.
He's right.
I don't know why. I think it's my hair conditioner or something that they don't like. I can never catch smallmouth.
They know that you don't like them.
Well, no,
That's
I
the
love
problem.
them. It's a love-hate thing. Give me some advice. How can I catch more smallmouth? This is a very selfish question, but how can I?
You should either like come and visit me up here at Rainy Lake or Lake of the Woods.
Okay.
And you can throw a hopper around all day and probably catch like 50.
On bait casting
Or
tackle? Yes.
go to like Sturgeon Bay in May, and if you can't catch one there, then you should probably just quit fishing altogether.
Well, I can catch them at St. Clair too. They're kind of dumb there too.
Yeah.
At St. Clair.
Yeah.
Just dragging shit around.
The biggest, almost like the best, when you go to those good places like St. Clair or, you know, Sturgeon Bay or up north here, if you're not catching fish, barring any like weird cold front or like really odd weather, if you're not catching them, you got to keep moving. Like you can't just wait for them to show up, or you got to like just look for biters. And the tackle, you can keep it pretty simple, like a green pumpkin tube. You know, I use the hair jig a lot when they're shallow, a top water, a jerk bait, and keep moving until you find biters. That's the one thing that's the tip of the week.
Right there. Gussy's,
Keep it moving.
Gussy's the deal. This is the dude right here. This is our smallmouth guy. This is the guy.
You also got to tell him he needs more than one spinning rod.
Yeah, I only have
That's
one
a big
spinning
deal.
rod, but that's
Yeah, you need a little fleet of spinning rods.
yeah. But you could just throw a bait caster with 10-pound line, can't you?
Yeah, but you need
Yeah.
6.
See, told you. I got 6 of those.
You'd probably get your ass whipped though if you just used a bait cast.
And I do every time. These smallmouth guys, I'll be in the boat with another guy, and I'm throwing up there, and they're catching smallmouth, and I'm catching largemouth. They just stay away from me all the time. I don't know what it is.
All right.
So back to the whole part about being versatile. You coming from the North Country and traveling to the South. I mean, you kind of touched on it there that you had you got some guidance from some good friends that you made that, that they kind of, I'm sure that's how we all learn. I learned from my grandpa.
Absolutely.
I learned from my grandpa about fishing, and we all got to get guidance somewhere. But when you first made that leap into the FLW tour, and what's it been? How many years you been now? 6?
Well, I fished the full tour for 5 years, and then I fished the year before that, 2012. They had 4 FLW Tour Opens, and those were separate from the actual 6-event tour.
Gotcha.
So we had that first year. We had a tournament at Okeechobee, St. Clair, Wheeler Lake, and Sam Rayburn. And I showed up at Okeechobee. Never been to Florida bass fishing before. Never been to Okeechobee before. Never got any help at all, and pretty much showed up there. And I found like 100-yard stretch in the monkey box, and I got caught a few nice ones in practice on a skinny dipper.
Nice.
And yeah. So and then I also had some like running up north. I had a few like little spots where the birds were diving in the morning, and you could just throw a trap and catch some fish. So I do that the first morning, and it was super windy. And I don't catch anything, and I'm like, oh boy, this is bad, because my monkey box spot, I feel like I can get a couple big ones, but I don't know if I'll be able to catch 5 there, sort of thing. And I come around the corner into the box, and there's McMillan. This is before I knew him.
Okay.
Tharp, Kennedy, Roland Martin, Scott Martin. It's like all hammers. So I'm like, well, this must be a good area. And I pull in, and I caught like. I ended up making the cut. I made the top 20 cut in my first tournament, and got pretty lucky. And I've been back to Okeechobee like 4 or 5 times since then. I've never caught him there again. But that first year, I actually cashed a check at all 4 tournaments, and I figured, well, this is an easy way to make money.
Nice.
And then it's funny how it comes in. Like I went. Up until the second tournament this year, I actually went 9 events in a row where I cashed a check, and things were going really good. It was easy. I shouldn't say easy, but for lack of a better term, but just I was making good luck, getting lucky. You need a fish, at noon one day, and I'd pull up somewhere and just catch a 3-pounder. Like that kind of stuff was happening.
Meant to be.
And then I ended this year. I went 5 tournaments in a row without cashing a check, and at a few places that, I should have done pretty good at. And I ended up missing the Forestwood Cup by like 11 points. So over 7 events, I needed to do 11 places better, like just that much. So at the end of the year, I mean, I didn't deserve to make it. I didn't feel like, but it's just funny how it's such a fine line on one bad day can make a big difference in your whole season.
One fish.
It is. It comes down to it,
Only one day all season. I made the cut at the Travis tournament, the second one, and I didn't get my limit on day 3 there, but that was just kind of a go for it day. But during the regular season days, I missed getting a limit. I had 4 fish on day 2 at La Crosse, and if I would have caught a 1.5 pounder there, I would have made it. That was, yeah. They say get your limit every day all year, and you'll make the Classic or the Cup, or and generally that's right.
Wow,
Hey, tell me about using that using the AquaView, taking the ice fishing skills and scouting with that AquaView.
AquaView, so yeah, very popular amongst ice fishermen. They came out, I got one of the first ones through Linders, and this was probably like 1999 or 2000.
Wow.
And used it for quite a few years. And I got a new one, last year, and what a difference from like the old school ones. Like you can see awesome in 30 feet of water. And I mean, you see stuff on your electronics. Sometimes you can just turn around, drop your bait down, and catch them and know if they're bass or whatever they are.
Right.
But sometimes, you get on top of these fish and they're chasing your bait around, or, they won't bite. You just drop that camera down, you see what they are. And sometimes it's funny, like up here, we have obviously a lot of different species. And sometimes they're walleyes. Sometimes like I've thought I'm on top of a school of bass, and I drop a camera down and it's a bunch of suckers. Like it's amazing. And then the other thing, like if you have kids in the boat, and they're getting bored after a couple hours of fishing, you set that camera up for them, and they're good for another couple hours. Like they'll see fish and stuff on the bottom, and it's you can keep kids occupied. So if you're out there and you take kids fishing, you have kids that go along with you, and they get bored sometimes, get yourself an Aqua View, and that'll keep them busy, I promise.
It works on Bruce Bergman, too.
Yeah.
It'll keep him occupied for hours.
Absolutely. And it's a perfect way to find pirate treasure chests,
Yes.
too.
You never know what you're going to find, yeah.
Yeah, it works every time. Hey, Jeff, I'm getting the signal here, and we are out of time. But before you go, man, what do you want to say to your fans? What do you want to say to your sponsors before we get out of here?
Well, you know what? It's for me to get to go and fish the tour, I need the help. And so my sponsors are huge. They're awesome. And, and all the support that I get from everybody up north when I'm fishing down there is awesome too. It's I've said it before, but it sure is motivating and makes you feel good. But no, thanks for having me, guys. We'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Maybe I'll have a game for you.
Yeah, a game for me.
Yeah,
that would be outstanding.
That would be a first.
That we will do that. Okay, you got to be ready. We'll give you music and everything. We'll give you game show music, the whole shebang. But seriously, I had a great time with you, man. I'm glad that you came on here. This was fun.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, guys. You got a new. I watched Shaw earlier, so you got a new fan in me, and now I got something to keep me busy on Wednesday nights.
Nice. And tell everybody
There you
in
go.
Canada all about us. We don't have a Canadian audience, so
No.
tell them all about us.
Okay, well, we'll work on it.
All right, thanks.
We'll
Gussy, thanks so much. Best
Thanks,
of luck
man.
to you next year, man, and safe travels, okay?
Yeah.
We'll see you
Thanks
soon.
again, guys.
I'm coming to Canada. Look out. I'm coming to Canada, world. Right there. That's Gussy, man. This is awesome. Hey, that concludes another episode of Straight Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television. We are back next week. Again, same Bass Place, same Bass Channel with Wesley Strader. Wesley Strader's
That is
coming
true.
on. Yep, Wesley Strader's coming on. He's got some news for us. And a secret mystery guest making waves, maybe the biggest name in professional bass
Could
fishing
possibly be.
at this moment
Yeah.
right now, coming on the show next week. So, hey, I'm Pat Renwick. This is Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. That's JP High, the hip-hop fisherman. That's Andrew Ellenberger. And Larry Kyleman just coming in. Hey,
That's a big 2-liter RC Cola.
we bid you peace. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Without you, we could not make this happen, and especially to you, the viewers and the listeners. Don't forget, we're on the iTunes also. We're on the Bookface. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. Where else are we? MySpace.
Say the
We're on
Instagram?
MySpace.
We're on the
And
MySpace.
thank you so much to TH Marine for coming aboard.
We're on
we
the
are
Betamax.
so honored. We are so honored. And Jasmine Renwick, I love you. Happy birthday, baby. Peace. See you soon.